Shalom, shalom. Good morning, everybody. Rick Barry, how you doing, brother? Shibley? Yeah, I said that right. All right. Amy Erickson, Mary, good morning, everyone. All right, so we are on day 39, Isaiah 39. So I got to get rolling because we got today and tomorrow to finish getting stuff done, and then we head out Tuesday. So you have to forgive me this today and tomorrow. I'm just going to read them and have to bow out. So, unless something like jumps out and tells me to say something about it. Sally, good morning. Fernando, good morning. Linda. All right, here we go. Isaiah 39. At that time, Merodach Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he heard that he had been sick and had recovered. And Hezekiah was pleased with them and showed them the house of his treasures, the silver and gold, the spices and precious ointment, and all his armory, all that was found among his treasures. There was nothing in his house or in all his dominion that Hezekiah did not show them. Then Isaiah the prophet went to King Hezekiah and said to him, "What did these men say, and from where did they come to you?" So Hezekiah said, "They came to me from a far country, from Babylon." And he said, "What have they seen in your house?" So Hezekiah answered, "They have seen all that is in my house. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not shown them." Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, "Hear the word of Yehovah Tzvaot. Behold, the days are coming when all that is in your house, and what your fathers have accumulated until this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, says Yehovah. And they shall take away some of your sons who will descend from you, whom you will beget, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon." So Hezekiah said to Isaiah, "The word of Yehovah which you have spoken is good," for he said, "At least there will be peace and truth in my days." Wow, that was short. Well, one thing I definitely want to comment on is the foolishness to show all that you have like that. There's nothing, anything but to bring self-glorification. It's like we've seen some of these. Well, I've working in construction for so long, and I've done a lot of remodeling and stuff like that, and working on brand new houses. I've worked in houses that, sell for $11 to $20 million, and you'd have 6 heat systems, HVAC systems, to take care of the whole house. I worked on this one, and it was a mansion. I think it had 15 bedrooms, had like 6, 7 garages, maybe even more. It was on just a couple acres of land, and and when you know that these people are just about showing, because all it was that who had this house, it was just a couple. It wasn't like they had some huge family or something. It was just a couple that had way too much money, and remodeling. We're in one city here in Colorado, Highlands Ranch. I had a lot of work in this city, and it was all about pomp and flash and everything. All the neighbors are always trying to outdo each other, and what they buy in cars and what they do to the house, and add-ons and remodels, and I mean, it's insane. And it's very similar to what Hezekiah is doing here. He's just showing off everything that he has, and it's not what we do. You know, if we do share what we have, we share, and I don't mean treasures and stuff like that. I'm talking about blessings. I'm talking about when Yah pours out his favor on us and he blesses us, you know. Um, Maybe you haven't had a car and Yah's blessed you with a car, or maybe you've had to share a house with somebody and Yah's blessed you with your own home and stuff like that. That's showing blessing. That's sharing, you know, and we do that with each other. You know, we ask our brothers and sisters, you know, praise Yah with me because a prayer has been answered, or I've been healed, or I've been delivered, or whatever the case may be. But this is the world's way, is to go and show, look at all my treasures, look at everything I got, look at my kingdom, look at all this stuff. And then sooner or later, somebody comes and takes it away. Or you die and you don't take any of it. And it all goes to somebody else who didn't earn it. I think it talks about that in Ecclesiastes. When I did the book of Ecclesiastes of those, he said, Solomon said how futile everything is, and all the treasures we build up because we die and somebody else gets it all that didn't earn it. And just like Yah told Hezekiah, it's all going to be carried away to Babylon. Everything that you and your fathers and ancestors all accumulated and built up, it's all going to be taken away. So all the more reason for us to know how, so what I'm looking for, how irrelevant all this stuff is. This is why Yah always promises to give us what we need. He never promises to make us rich and stuff like that. He gives us what we need. And every time he's ever blessed a king to be rich, we've always seen it go to their head. And it should be an example to us on being careful of what it is that we seek, what it is that we desire, and that we keep, because when we have everything, we tend to forget who Yah is. And it's actually a good place to be, where we constantly need to go to Yah and say, hey, I need this. I need to be able to take care of this, or whatever the case may be. You know, it keeps us humbled. It keeps us knowing that where our provision comes from. Amen. So think about that today, Mishpachah. Understand and know where your provision comes from. Know that if you have a good job, it's because Yah blessed you with it. If you have a house, it's because Yah blessed you with it. Anything that is good is from Yah, as Scripture says. If we have a family, a wife, a husband, children, all these things, people who love each other. You want to know what my treasure is, Mishpachah? Is all the people that I got to spend my last Shabbat with yesterday. That was a treasure to me. Because, man, it was such an amazing Shabbat. People showed up that I hadn't seen in a long time. Brother and sister, Chuck and Sally, came from South Carolina all the way out here to visit us and be with us on our last Shabbat in America. And we had a long worship service, man, just praising Yah and dancing and blowing the shofars and preaching the word. And that all lasted. And then a long, beautiful praise report time and prayer request and praying. By the time we got done with all of that, the sun went down and Shabbat ended, and we went and we had oneg together and we feasted together and continued on just fellowshipping and hanging out. And that was treasure, Mishpachah. That was priceless treasure. And that's what we all need to have. That's our focus, is to build the treasures in heaven, because the relationships and everything that we build with each other as brothers and sisters in Yah, those are treasures that are part of our treasures that we're building in heaven. Because when it's all done, when it's all over with, and we are at that wedding feast, Scripture says that we'll recognize each other. I want to recognize a lot of brothers and sisters in Yah. I want to recognize a lot of them. And man, to go through and to greet and hug each and every one of them, and for all of us together. And we had, let's see, how many? We had a lot of shofars yesterday blowing. And man, it just was amazing. And it was just imagining, we had, I think, maybe seven or eight shofars blowing. And the way it sounded and how amazing it sounded, I was thinking, I can only imagine what it must have been like when the 300 blew the shofars and all the camp of the enemies all killed each other and killed themselves because they were just freaking out. I can't even imagine 300 shofars blowing all at once. Man, what a powerful sound that would be. So, but we will see it. And one day we will hear it. And one day we will hear the shofar of Yehovah. And that day, that's going to be the greatest shofar blowing ever. So Mishpachah, be filled with the joy of Yehovah. Be filled with the treasure of Yehovah. Don't look upon the earthly treasures because they're temporary. They fall away. It's not promised to last, and we definitely can't take it with us. Build those treasures, Mishpachah. And a part of that treasure is the family, the brothers and sisters in Yah. Build that. That's what counts. That's what matters. So, I love you all, Mishpachah. I hope you have an awesome and blessed day. But most of all, Yah loves you. Shalom, shalom.